Lily Hart's hands gripped the steering wheel of her raging sedan with a desperation she didn't fully understand. The road ahead was a ribbon of asphalt winding through the dense woods, illuminated only by the waning glow of the setting sun. As she drove home from the university, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. It started as a faint unease, a nagging sensation that she was being watched. But tonight, that feeling had solidified into something more tangible, a growing certainty that she was not alone. As she glanced in the rearview mirror, her heart skipped a beat. A black SUV had appeared out of nowhere, tailing her with a precision that felt more calculated than coincidental. The vehicle's darkened windows hid any hint of a driver, and its sleek, sinister design seemed to absorb the fading light of day. Lily's breath hitched. She'd noticed the SUV before, always lingering at the edge of her vision, but tonight it was different. The SUV seemed to be following her with an almost predatory intent. She sped up, hoping to shake it, but the SUV kept pace effortlessly, maintaining the same distance. Panic surged through her as she turned onto a side road, her tires skidding on the gravel. The SUV followed, its headlights piercing the darkness like a pair of relentless eyes. She pulled over to the side of the road, her heart racing. As she got out, she turned to confront the driver, but the SUV had vanished into the night. Breathing heavily, Lily returned to her car and drove off, her mind racing with fear and confusion. The sight of the SUV had left her with a sinking dread, and no matter how hard she tried to rationalize it, she couldn't escape the gnawing feeling that something terrible was about to happen. The following days were a blur of anxiety for Lily. Every drive home from campus became a frantic, fear-filled ordeal, with the black SUV appearing as if summoned by her very apprehension. She began to notice other unsettling details. The SUV seemed to materialize from thin air, and when she tried to document its presence, her phone's camera malfunctioned. Desperate for answers, Lily decided to confront her fears head-on. She began researching the SUV, hoping to find some logical explanation for its behavior. Her search led her to the town's archives, where she discovered an old newspaper article about a mechanic named Marcus Delaney. Delaney had owned a black SUV identical to the one now haunting her, and he had vanished under mysterious circumstances several years ago. The article mentioned rumors of occult practices linked to Delaney's garage, but the details were sketchy. Lily's curiosity soon turned to dread as she realized that the SUV's behavior might be more than mere coincidence. She sought help from Professor Caldwell, a historian specializing in local lore and the supernatural. Caldwell's eyes darkened as Lily described the SUV's menacing presence. "This isn't just a case of a haunted car," Caldwell said gravely. "It sounds like Marcus Delaney's spirit might be trapped in that vehicle, seeking to continue whatever it was he started." As Lily delved deeper, she began to notice changes in her reality. The lines between the physical world and her growing paranoia started to blur. Unexplained events, strange noises in her apartment, objects moving on their own, intensified her fear. The SUV's presence became more than a haunting. It began to influence her environment, creating a palpable sense of dread. One evening, Lily found a note on her windshield, written in a shaky, spidery script. "You can't escape. The hunt has begun." The words were accompanied by a symbol she recognized from her research, a sigil associated with dark rituals. Determined to uncover the full story, Lily and Professor Caldwell visited the abandoned auto repair shop once owned by Marcus Delaney. The shop was a decrepit shell of its former self, filled with dusty tools and broken machinery. In the back office, they found a hidden room. Inside was a collection of unsettling items, ritualistic artifacts, blood-stained clothes, and a journal belonging to Delaney. The journal detailed Delaney's descent into madness and his experiments with summoning entities through dark rituals. The final entry revealed a chilling confession. Delaney had bound his own spirit to the SUV, creating a vessel for his vengeance. The final confrontation unfolded on a stormy night. Lily had prepared herself as best as she could, using the knowledge from Delaney's journal to perform a ritual meant to break the SUV's hold on the spirit. She set up her makeshift ritual site in an old warehouse, the air thick with tension and the echoes of thunder. As she began the ritual, the black SUV appeared, its headlights cutting through the rain. The spirit of Marcus Delaney manifested, a shadowy figure with eyes that glowed with a malevolent fire. The air was charged with an eerie energy, and the SUV's engine roared like a beast. Lily chanted the incantations from the journal, her voice steady despite the terror that gripped her. The battle between the ritual and the spirit was intense, with the SUV lunging towards her, its presence distorting reality around them. Just as the ritual reached its climax, the SUV's headlights flared brightly, and the spirit's form began to waver. With a final, desperate effort, Lily completed the ritual, and the SUV erupted in a burst of spectral light. The malevolent force was expelled, leaving the SUV a lifeless shell. In the aftermath, Lily found a sense of relief, but also an unsettling calm. The SUV's reign of terror was over, and the town of Willow Creek slowly returned to normal. Lily's experience became a local legend, a cautionary tale about the dangers of unresolved darkness. Lily resumed her life, but the haunting memories remained. She had faced an unimaginable terror and emerged victorious, but the scars of her ordeal would linger. The town would remember the tale of the Phantom Pursuit, a story of a young woman's courage in the face of an ancient malevolence. Alex Reed had always dreamed of owning a classic car, so when he inherited his grandfather's vintage sedan, he felt like his dreams had finally come true. The sedan was a 1960s gray model, pristine and polished, a testament to his grandfather's love for automobiles. Alex spent hours admiring it, savoring the nostalgia and the connection to his grandfather. One warm summer evening, Alex decided to take the sedan for a drive through Fairview's winding country roads. The car roared to life with a satisfying purr, and he felt a rush of exhilaration as he drove through the quiet streets. But as he rounded a bend, he noticed a gray sedan in his rearview mirror. It was an identical model, maintaining a steady distance behind him. At first, Alex thought it was a coincidence, but the sedan followed him through every turn and curve, never gaining on him, yet never falling too far behind. As he tried to shake off the feeling of being watched, the gray sedan suddenly vanished as he pulled over to investigate. The road was empty, the only sound the distant chirping of crickets. The following nights were filled with similar experiences. The gray sedan reappeared with uncanny precision, always keeping its distance but never disappearing until Alex stopped to confront it. His initial excitement turned into unease, and he began to notice that the sedan's behavior was far from ordinary. Alex spoke to his friends about the unsettling occurrences, but they dismissed it as his overactive imagination. Determined to uncover the truth, Alex began researching the sedan's history. His investigation led him to the local library, where he found old newspaper articles about a series of mysterious accidents involving gray sedans, all linked to a man named Victor Graves. Victor Graves was a car enthusiast whose reckless driving had caused numerous accidents before his own death in a car crash. The articles hinted at a supernatural connection, suggesting that Graves' spirit might be bound to the sedan and continue his deadly pursuits from beyond the grave. Alex's fear escalated as the gray sedan's presence became more menacing. Strange occurrences began to plague his life. Doors creaked open by themselves, and eerie whispers filled the night. Alex's nightmares were dominated by visions of the gray sedan and the ghostly figure of Victor Graves. Desperate for answers, Alex sought the help of a local mechanic named Henry Lawson, who had a reputation for knowing the town's dark secrets. Henry revealed that Victor Graves had been obsessed with speed and had been involved in a series of occult practices linked to his car. Graves' obsession with the supernatural had led him to bind his spirit to his vehicle, ensuring that his influence would persist even after death. Henry also shared that Alex's family had been indirectly involved in one of Graves' accidents. Alex's grandfather had survived a collision with Graves' car years ago, but the incident had left a lasting impact on their family. The connection between Alex's inheritance and the ghostly sedan became clear. Determined to end the nightmare, Alex prepared for a final confrontation with the ghostly driver. He devised a plan based on the information from Henry's research. On a stormy night, Alex drove the vintage sedan to the site of the original accident, a secluded stretch of road surrounded by dense trees. As he arrived, the gray sedan appeared, its headlights cutting through the rain. Victor Graves' spectral form emerged from the vehicle, his eyes glowing with a malevolent light. The air was thick with an otherworldly energy as Graves' ghostly presence loomed over Alex. With the knowledge from Henry's research, Alex performed a counter-ritual to break the binding spell that tethered Graves' spirit to the sedan. The ritual involved using symbols from the occult practices Graves had once followed, combined with personal items from Alex's grandfather to strengthen the connection. The confrontation was intense, with the ghostly driver's attempts to thwart Alex's efforts and the storm's fury amplifying the sense of danger. But as Alex completed the ritual, the gray sedan erupted in a blinding flash of light, and Victor Graves' spirit was finally released. With the ghostly threat vanquished, the haunting presence of the gray sedan ceased, and Fairview returned to its peaceful state. Alex's experience became a chilling tale among locals, a reminder of the dangers lurking in the shadows of the past. Alex continued to cherish the memories of his grandfather, but approached the vintage sedan with a newfound respect for the darker forces that had once been bound to it. The town's history would remember the tale of the Vanishing Sedan, a story of courage, obsession, and the unbreakable ties that bind the past to the present. Jenna Lawson's routine evening drive home from work was a welcome escape from the pressures of her high-stress job. The city of Ashford glimmered with lights as she navigated the familiar streets, feeling a sense of calm in the quiet solitude of her car. But one evening, as she turned onto her usual route, Jenna noticed a sleek, dark-colored vehicle trailing her. At first, she dismissed it as coincidence, but the car maintained a consistent distance behind her, never overtaking or falling too far behind. Jenna's unease grew as the car seemed to materialize from the shadows and vanish just as mysteriously whenever she attempted to pull over and confront it. Her curiosity turned to apprehension as the vehicle's presence persisted night after night. Determined to understand the unsettling occurrences, Jenna began researching the dark-colored car. Her investigation led her to local archives and old newspaper clippings that spoke of a cursed vehicle linked to a series of tragic events. The legend told of Marcus Elridge, a wealthy and disturbed man whose obsession with control and dominance led to a string of mysterious accidents involving his sleek, dark-colored car. The curse was said to drive its owners to madness, perpetuating a cycle of fear and despair. Jenna discovered that the car's driver was rumored to be a malevolent spirit, bound to the vehicle and seeking new victims to torment. The more Jenna learned, the more she felt an eerie connection between the legend and her own experiences. Jenna's investigation led her to a hidden, abandoned garage on the outskirts of Ashford. The garage, obscured by overgrown vegetation and rusted fences, seemed like a relic from another time. Inside, Jenna found unsettling evidence: old photographs of the cursed vehicle, broken remnants of other cars, and a diary detailing Marcus Elridge's descent into madness. The diary revealed Elridge's obsession with the supernatural and his efforts to bind his spirit to the car. Jenna's fear intensified as she realized the car that had been shadowing her was more than just a vehicle. It was a vessel for Elridge's malevolent spirit. The garage seemed to pulsate with an oppressive energy, as if the darkness within it was reaching out to claim her. As Jenna continued her investigation, the influence of the Phantom Driver began to affect her reality. She experienced disturbing hallucinations and nightmares, and her interactions with the dark-colored car grew increasingly threatening. The car's presence was no longer confined to her drives. It began to intrude upon her daily life, appearing in reflections and shadows. Desperate and frightened, Jenna sought help from a local historian who specialized in the city's occult legends. The historian confirmed that the curse had indeed claimed numerous victims, each driven to madness by the Phantom Driver's relentless pursuit. The historian provided Jenna with a ritual to break the curse, warning her that it would be a dangerous and challenging endeavor. On a stormy night, Jenna prepared for the ritual to confront the Phantom Driver and break the curse. She returned to the abandoned garage, armed with the knowledge and tools provided by the historian. The garage, now a place of intense dread, seemed to throb with a sinister energy as Jenna performed the ritual. The dark-colored car appeared once again, its headlights casting an eerie glow. Marcus Elridge's spectral form emerged, a ghastly figure twisted by centuries of malevolence. The confrontation was intense, with the Phantom Driver's attempts to thwart Jenna's efforts, and the garage's dark energy amplifying the danger. With determination and bravery, Jenna completed the ritual, confronting her own fears and the darkness within the Phantom Driver. The cursed vehicle erupted in a blinding flash of light, and the oppressive presence that had haunted Jenna was finally released. With the curse broken and the Phantom Driver's influence ended, Jenna's life slowly returned to normal. The dark-colored car vanished, and the abandoned garage was left behind as a haunting memory. Jenna's experience became a story of courage and resilience, a reminder of the power of facing one's fears. Jenna continued her professional life with renewed strength and confidence, having faced and conquered the darkest corners of her own psyche. The tale of the Enigmatic Escort became a chilling legend in Ashford, a story of a cursed vehicle, a malevolent spirit, and the bravery of one woman who dared to confront the darkness.
Thank you for joining us on this spine-chilling journey through the night. We hope these tales of terror have left you with a lingering sense of dread and intrigue. If you found yourself captivated by the darkness and craving more, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of our horrifying adventures. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Did you survive the pursuit, the vanishing, or the enigmatic encounter? Until next time, remember to keep your lights on and your doors locked, for you never know when the shadows might come calling.